Hello, hi. Um, it's Betty here. If you don't know me, then nice to meet you. And if you do know me, then hello, nice to see you. Um, yeah, cool. Super happy that you're watching. And if you're watching, then that means you're interested in my one-to-one coaching program. Sorry, I'm a bit out of breath. I was just having a shake because I've been sat at my desk for so long. Um, so, and I've realised I'm kind of like, so sorry about that. Please excuse me. Um, yeah, cool. Amazing that you clicked on the video. I mean, that's the first thing, isn't it? Hopefully you've read my offer post and you want to know a bit more. So I am so excited about this program. It just is yeah, it's my calling. And I've had the most amazingly, incredibly transformative year um, that you will know about if you've read some of my posts. I've just turned my life around, and yeah, it's all thanks to RTT. RTT is an incredible modality that is incredibly healing. You can count the number of times I say incredible. This is how much I love it, and I just feel so grateful that I am able to offer this to people like you. If you're interested, and my clients who have had incredible successes. Look, there it was again. Um, and really quite speedy. I mean, a lot is possible. This is a 3-month program that I'm offering. I've got a few spaces left, and my passion is to just like raise up women who want to do incredible things in the world. My passion, when I sat down to think about like why I'm doing this and what I really want more than anything, it was like, okay, I want to make the world a better place. How can I do that? Well, I can empower women because I just think that women are the future, and I just feel like, the world has been, yeah, we've been living in this patriarchy for some time, and there's a lot of, um, yeah, it's just not really been working on many levels, and I think that change is coming, and don't you feel it too from this lockdown and everybody slowing down a bit? I feel like lots of people are getting more joy from being in their feminine, um, more kind of just flow state, just being rather than doing, if you want to talk about it in that sense. So I think we were kind of addicted, weren't we, to do. Um, and it seems like things are kind of being a bit shaken up now, which is quite exciting actually. So I've had this incredible transformation from RTT and learning this. So RTT stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy, and this is Marissa Peer's method that I learned from her in person. And yeah, it's really changed my life. I've established that I had huge blocks around money and success, and just not feeling worthy, not feeling good enough, and allowing events from what happens with RTT is it uses hypnosis. So you are put into hypnosis and you are regressed back to scenes from your childhood, usually childhood, but actually it can be adulthood as well. Just so you go back to the root cause of where you developed a certain belief about yourself, or whatever the issue is that you're presenting with. So I had a client today who's come to see me for psoriasis, and so it's possible that you can heal anything from this. It's really incredible. And you just ask your mind knows exactly where you develop that certain belief. So whether it's money blocks, whether it's success blocks, whatever it is, and our mind's number one job is to keep us safe. So we might have learned certain ways of being in the past that maybe were not ideal, that maybe have might be the cause of us being stuck now where we are. But we learnt those beliefs and those ways of being probably to fit in with our tribe, and fit. So like that was a survival mechanism to learn to blend in, to fit in with your tribe. Because in history, throughout history, like going back to tribal times, being in the tribe and accepted by the tribe meant being safe. So that is why it's important that we take on the beliefs maybe of our family or our whoever we spend time with when we're children. So we do that. But then we carry these beliefs that we might have picked up in childhood. We carry them into adulthood. And what RTT does is it just takes you back to the root cause of where these beliefs came from, where they originated. And once you see that, then you can understand. When you understand where they've come from, then it's possible to let it go. But most of the time it's in our subconscious, and we're just it's like our operating system. And our unconscious, subconscious is not always, it doesn't always kind of work to help us. And often it can be blocking us to keep us safe because of the belief that we've picked up in earlier life. I hope that makes sense. If anybody's watching this and you're thinking, what on earth is she talking about? Do post a comment. I would love to, I love it when people ask direct questions because then I can give direct answers. So please do post a comment, whether you're watching now on the replay. I'd love to hear from you. So anything that I'm talking about, if you're thinking, what on earth is she on about? Stick it in the comments because I will respond to everything. And there isn't a stupid question. It's all good stuff. So the number one thing that holds us back is a feeling of not being worthy on some level, of not being good enough. And as children, we kind of take on this belief a lot of the time, maybe because of something that somebody did or didn't do when we were children. And as children, we make everything about ourselves, even though it's not about us most of the time. So maybe we didn't, maybe all of your friends had lots of money and people spending money on them, and you didn't have that. And you might then look at your situation and make an assumption that you don't deserve it. You're not good enough. You don't deserve to have that. So that's the most common belief, that we're not worthy. We don't deserve something. That comes up a lot. So that's one of the things that I work on. The program is 3 months long. So there are 3 RTT sessions. So it's highly individual and personalized to you. So we can work on whatever is getting in your way, whether it's money blocks, maybe you just can't, maybe you're just stuck earning, like maybe it's feast and famine, and you just feel like if money burns a hole in your pocket, or there's all sorts of beliefs that we have around money, and I had a hell of a lot of them, and I've really spent a long time, 2 years, really working on them and reading every book that I could lay my hands on and really trying to work through these money blocks. And then it wasn't till the RTT that I really established where they'd come from and was able to let them go. So yeah, so it could be money blocks, it could be success blocks. Maybe you were told that, or you just intuited that success was something that was for available for other people, that just wasn't available for you. People like me. That's what I thought. I felt different somehow. I felt like, yeah, I'm just destined for waitressing and earning minimum wage and struggle and, buying everything in charity shops and like checking every time I walked past a skip. I get excited almost to see what I could find in there, whether it was, some furniture that might be useful. And like, this is all money blocks. This was me not really feeling worthy, not feeling like I deserved that it was even possible, available to me to spend money on myself. And if I ever spent much money on myself, I just felt so insanely guilty. And, yeah, so there's loads of ways that this shows up. But like if it can all turn around very, very quickly once you commit to your transformation. And once you say enough is enough, and you've had enough of it. But the thing that really is the thing that really sparked this change for me was taking time to sit down and actually dream. So I don't know if you do that. I hope you do. But I didn't feel even like I was worthy of having dreams. I just felt like, what's the point in dreaming? What's the point? Because it's not available to me. So it was quite powerful when I actually sat down with Rob, my partner, and we started to think, like, totally blue sky thinking, like, okay, well, if I could have anything, money wasn't an object at all. Like, I just had money to do whatever I wanted, which was a kind of laughable concept at the time. What would I do? And often we don't even bother considering it because it's just not available. So it's quite fun actually to just kind of go window shopping and look at the million, well, it doesn't have to be £1 million houses. Like, that is definitely not what everybody wants. And whatever we want, we can totally own and be okay with that. But some people will want like $1 million, like £1 million, wherever you live, whatever currency, like a beachfront house, a condo. I don't even know what a condo is, but people say that, don't they? Um, like a sea view and well, for me, I just really want an electric car. And there's there's certain things I just never thought were available to me. Anyway, so that's what you can do right now. You don't need me to help you do this. You can sit down with, your journal or just a piece of paper, and you can just dream, just start, and start with whichever aspect you feel drawn to. Whether it's like, okay, well, if I had as much money, in unlimited money, if I had unlimited money, what clothes would I like to wear? And really discover what you like. What This is the key to being authentic. And often, if we have money blocks and we've never really allowed ourselves to look at the clothes that we like, then we don't actually know what we like. And I used to like, I just used to dress like quite a slob, really. And that was a big block for me, actually. Um, but yeah, I've worked through it, and the amazing thing then is you could start with whatever you feel most excited about. Start with the kind of kitchen you want, or the kind of car you want to drive, or where you want to live, or the person you want to share your life with. Like, whatever you feel motivated and most excited about, start there, and then kind of like, you know expand on that. Like, how much money would you need for this dream life? Then you can start thinking about that. Um, if you've got children, what kind of school would I like them to go to? That was a big one for me because I just felt like I was really upset at the time with the school that I thought was going to be brilliant, and then suddenly we went there and it just it just wasn't, and I was in tears on a couple of occasions picking my daughter up from there. It was just a nursery, but I won't go into it. And I just felt like that was my lot. I was stuck with that. And then it was very exciting and empowering to just say, okay, well, if money was no object, what kind of education would I want for my children? And we started looking around, and then it was like, oh, okay, that's available. I want that. So it's um yeah, dream. That's the biggest thing that, the biggest piece of advice if you want advice on like how to turn your life around. Just dream. Start dreaming. It's fun. Um and there's a science behind this, the law of attraction. There's a science behind how it works. When we start, our mind moves us towards what's familiar. So if you dream and then you make yourself a vision board and you have it on the wall and you see it every day, then you kind of start tricking your mind into thinking that that's a reality. And then the way that it works, like if you start driving a certain type of car, suddenly you notice that that type of car is like they're everywhere on the streets. Or if you become a parent suddenly, or pregnant, suddenly everybody's pregnant or everyone's pushing a buggy, and it's like, were these people there before? And obviously yes, they were there before, but we don't notice them because there's so much to see in the world that we only can take in like what we understand in some on some level. So um so yeah, that is called, it's called reticular activating system, I believe. I might have just got that a little bit wrong, but that's this idea that the kind of science behind the law of attraction. If you start to focus on something, then your mind will move you towards that thing. So that's quite exciting. So you can start to dream, you can make your dream board, and then suddenly things are coming true from it. This is just happening to me. Like, we've just got our dream house in the most idyllic location. Um, all sorts of things that I had not even realised that I'd set an intention and got them on my dream board or up on the wall in my office. And suddenly I was like, oh, hang on, that's just happened. Um, so yeah, get familiar. Make the thing that you want familiar. Anyway, I digress slightly. So RTT is an incredible way of harnessing the power of this, really. So first of all, you go back through hypnosis. You're regressed in hypnosis to childhood scenes where you took on certain beliefs. We then understand, having understood those beliefs and where they come from, we can see that usually they're just inherited from family members, from our mum or our dad. Um, and we can, once we understand that, we can see that we can just remove them. We can just understand them, let them go. And then the powerful, and there's some amazing tools that I learned from Marissa that's part of this RTT experience, and one of which is called Upgrade the Child. And that means that that in the hypnosis you're visualizing um, bringing the child version of yourself into your home. So you just imagine that you visualize this child version of yourself, and you bring them into your home and you walk them around your house and you say, look what's available to you. Look at all these things that you can have now, that you have now, that you didn't have when you were a child. Look at all the love that's available for you. I'm going to look after you. I'm going to be the loving parent that maybe you didn't have, or I'm going to give you whatever it was that you didn't have. And that's a very powerful, very simple but very powerful tool. And clients always experience quite, yeah, they just feel that that was a very empowering experience to do that, and just a kind of forgiving experience where it's just like taking a big exhalation. It's like, okay, I don't need to kind of fight with that. Not that you're fighting with it. I don't know. Everybody's experience is different, but it was just a relief, certainly for me, when I first experienced that. So then after, at the end of your RTT session, I make a recording, which is called the transformation. And in that recording, I am giving, we together have come up with the beliefs that actually you want to believe, rather than these beliefs that you've just kind of had on, you've just it's like an operating system, and you're running the same, you're a computer with the same operating system that you've had since you were a child. So it's just like updating and just get defragmenting, I suppose. I'm not very technical, and just making things kind of run how you want them to run, because you're an adult and you can make your life how you want it to be. So it's very incredibly empowering. So my passion, oh no, sorry, I'm just in the middle of saying about the transformation. So then you have that recording, that's yours, it's bespoke, it is all about you and this amazing way that, like, however you want to be, um, that is what's put into the recording. So it's really giving you some new, more supportive, more empowered beliefs. And you listen to that for 3 weeks, and that's the amount of time it takes to change a habit pattern. So, and then I combine the RTT with coaching, and I've been studying, I mean, I've been on a journey of self-development for, gosh, I mean, 15 years at least, and I have studied all sorts of different realms of personal development, because this has just been my passion throughout my adulthood. Like, what makes humans better? Because that's my passion. How can I be the best version of myself? How can I align and be kind and just, yeah, show up and support people in it, and yeah, just be loving, etc., etc. So that encompasses the coaching that I offer encompasses all sorts of different ideas, methodologies, including polarity, masculine and feminine energies. I really got into that in my early 20s when I was in a less than empowered relationship, and I really kind of got to grips with the idea of how the masculine can be, both in a positive way and a negative way, and how the feminine can be. And you know, we've got both in ourselves. Every person's got both masculine and feminine, and a woman might be more in touch with her masculine or feminine. But it's really important that we can cultivate a balance. And this is what I've been really working on through the lockdown. I've really spent some quiet time, really reflective time, really just tuning into myself, tuning out the noise, learning about the energies in my body, and how to move blockages. And I personally had a blockage. I felt a blockage in my masculine, and that was, yeah, something that I've worked through recently, which was really exciting to learn about this. And this is what I'm going to teach you in the program, about how to work through these blockages, how to switch between your masculine and your feminine, and exercises for tuning in to, oh, as a woman, our kind of sacred pelvic space, the pelvic bowl, and the energy that's stored there. And it's really quite, it's kind of blown my mind, to be honest, because this was not something you would have caught me talking about like a couple of months ago. But this is, I've thrown myself into this, and now I just can't. I just feel, yeah, it's just very powerful stuff, and it has really allowed me to move my life and business up a level, and I just feel liberated because I've worked through this blockage, this masculine blockage, which was stopping me from kind of making inspired action in a linear way. So yeah, that's really, really exciting, and I'd love to tell you more about that. But I don't want this to get too long because I think it already is fairly long, 25 minutes. So if you've watched until here, then thank you. I really appreciate that, and I'd love to hear from you if I haven't already. So yes, I am also a practicing Buddhist. I'm a student of Nacang Rinpoche and Khandro Dechin, the lineage holders of the RTT lineage. Not that you really need to know that, and it's not something that I kind of talk about a huge amount, but that is the kind of ground, I suppose, on which I build everything. Like that's my way of understanding the world is um, through Buddhism. So I can support you with meditation as a result of that, and just ways of Buddhism's great because the teachings are so practical and pragmatic, and just ways of becoming less neurotic, ways of like coming to understand our mind, um, practices for just increasing awareness. Um, yeah, lots to say about that too, but I won't go on. But yeah, most importantly, I just have so much passion about transformation, actually, and that's what this is all about. That's what tantric Buddhism's all about. That's the part of what I'm studying. It's just about like kind of like a lotus flower, and it's funny. I've got this lotus tattoo on my arm. I don't know if you've seen that before in videos or in person if you've met me, but it's funny how the lotus really is an amazing symbol because it grows from really filthy water, really like mucky, filthy water, and it grows up to the top of the water and produces the most beautiful flower. And I feel like that's a lovely analogy of what is possible through something like RTT, through like really digging down through the dirt, figuring out these beliefs that we have inherited most of the time, that we're holding still in our subconscious, that are holding us back, that are blocking us from living a life of our dreams, living a life of purpose, of fulfillment, living a life that is in tune. Like for the first time ever in my life, I am leaping out of bed in the morning at 5:30. I mean, like honestly, a year ago, yeah, I was struggling to even get up when my children woke up at 7:30. And the reason for that is I'm not trying to brag. I'm just so in love with what I'm doing. It's so in tune. It's so aligned with me and how I want to be in the world. And this journey kind of will never end. I'm always growing and developing and reading and learning and becoming better and better and better. And you know, yeah, but even just this week, I did some personality tests, which I'd never done before, and that really helped me to see myself. It was like looking in a mirror, and acknowledged my strengths and also some of my weaknesses and how I showed up. So, and how to really harness my strengths to create a really successful and thriving business. So yeah, and like a lot of previously, I was just um writing them off, I suppose, like some of my feminine traits, and I think we do this a lot. because of the society that we live in, it's no one's fault individually, because it's just kind of so, yeah, it's just how we are in this culture. Oh, Laura, hi. Super cool. I love that you're here. It's just how this the world is at the moment. Well, the Western world anyway. I mean, I think there are cultures where like women are more empowered. Well, they're sure there certainly are. But at the moment, like it's not how the world is. So this is why I'm so passionate about like really raising women up, and when women get empowered, when women make money, you can feel my passion. Good, good. I'm really like, yeah, you can feel it. I am so passionate about this. And really, when I think about people who might be struggling with money blocks, particularly because that's the background I came from, where money wasn't growing on trees. Actually, I think people said that, but and which is why that went in to my subconscious and made me go about life in the way I did. Um, like that's why I'm so passionate about this. When we raise women up, when women are empowered and wealthy, women look out after their communities, women look after their families, women look after the underdogs. Women have, I mean, not that men don't do that. Of course, men do that, can do that. Not, it's just not kind of, oh, Laura, you haven't 100% have money goals. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think a lot of people do, and you don't even realize it necessarily until you start kind of hearing about the concept, and even then, you can just write it off. But raising women up, well, raising everyone up. I mean, but I just feel quite drawn, quite incredibly, because all my life I really squashed the feminine and really, like, yeah, and I know I'm not alone on that, but because, like I said, it's kind of cultural. But I've in my family, the feminine kind of energies weren't really um, acknowledged, encouraged. Yeah, so I never really thought I would be wanting to work with women because I kind of felt like an honorary bloke, I suppose. All my friends were men, and I think that, yeah, I think, I don't know about that. But recently, this lockdown has done incredible things for me and really slowed me down. Really, I've been just really diving into the wild feminine and the power of the feminine body, and the it has blown my mind. This kind of the female body and the power that's there. And so there are exercises that I would love to teach you and share with my sisters. And I love that I can now say my sisters with a smile on my face, because before, yeah, I just think that women are often, if we're not enlightened, we're kind of battling each other. If we're not supporting each other and holding each other, we're often kind of like jealous of each other. I mean, can you think of that in your life? Like that you see a woman succeeding and you think, oh, you bitch, like, you know, I want that, or you don't deserve that, or whatever it is. But like, but now suddenly something has really shifted for me, and I feel like for the first time ever, I just want to really invite women into my life and hold, like, hold them up and support them, and hold each other up, and collectively shine our light onto the world. And I just think that I really feel like this is a tipping point now. This virus it's forced us to slow down. It's forced us to just. I love the author, one of the authors I've been reading, Tammy Lynn Kent, who's written a book called Wild Feminine, which is incredible. Um, oh God, what was I going to say about her? It's from my mind. This is the kind of exactly the kind of thing that I used to berate myself for, my kind of emptiness, because often things would just slip from my head, and actually, it's just it's the feminine. It's just emptiness. Anyway, what was I going to say about her? I don't know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. She's amazing. She said everything she said has been powerful and transformational for me. And yeah, I'm just really motivated and inspired to help women, raise them up, particularly women coming from a poorer background, where there's a lot of self-worth issues. But, you know, even wealthy women have self-worth issues. So yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm super excited about doing that. Anyway, so that's my mission, making women powerful in a feminine way, not necessarily in the masculine way, which was the feminist model from the, you know, the feminist revolution. I think that women went through because out of necessity, like, you know, achieving power through cultivating their masculine. And so I think, oh, I just remembered what I was talking about. Um, so that's what we ended up with, and now you end up with women who are stuck in burnout, who have just gone in this linear path, um, and then maybe having a family, and it's just like too much. Oh yeah, I remembered what I was going to say. I knew it would come back. Tammy Lynn Kent, she talks about, are you receiving the warmth from the fire of your creation? And for me, that was about my family, my children. I discovered her in this lockdown, and I've just been drinking it in, all of her teachings, and really stepping into the feminine, really just allowing emptiness, allowing receptivity, which is what the feminine is all about. It's just like um, pausing and receiving. And then it was amazing just having done that for a number of weeks. I just really paused everything, and I was receiving and receiving, and I didn't know what was coming, but I felt something brewing. And then I worked through these masculine blocks that I discovered in my body, like on a physical level, which was quite incredible. I just felt like a numbness down my right hand side, which is the side that is the masculine. Um, yeah, and then I worked through that, and then I just took inspired action, having filled my cup. So that's what we talk about when we talk about filling our cup, and it's crucial. You know, you can't give from an empty vessel, so we've got to receive. So when did you last really receive? When did you look after yourself? When did you really nurture yourself and give yourself love that you deserve, that we all deserve? And men and women too, you know, like we both need both. Anyway, 38 minutes. I think I should wrap up. So if you've watched all of this, then that's amazing, and I'm so happy that that you have. Laura's just saying, becoming a mother is 100% brought me into my powerful femininity. I've never known it like this before. I was also a bit of a tomboy. Yes, it's like women are remembering. Yes. Um, and I feel like this is going to really change the world, don't you? I mean, it just feels like we've been so out of alignment. And so this is my passion now, to guide, to not because I know, you know, everything, but just, you know, because sisters, we need to support each other. Um, so, where did we get to? So yeah, if you're ready to figure out what your blocks are, how to stop getting in your own way, and just direct, like really, is that the right word? Dredge through the muck at the bottom of the pond and figure out what these beliefs are and rip them out and grow your beautiful lotus and just radiate your love and your light onto the world and create a path for you that is in aligned and in flow and um, in balance and all these other great things, meaningful, and gets you leaping out of bed in the morning, just so excited to start then. Then get in touch. I want to hear from you. I love that women are contacting me who are so inspiring already, and that just fills me up even more because I just love sharing and hearing about other women's journeys to success, self mastery, and self understanding, self knowledge, wisdom, and authenticity. Like, really, like, let's get to know our gifts and our talents and then share them with the world and make this world a better place. So I am so grateful to you for your time. I really appreciate it. I know how valuable everybody's time is. So I'm sending you so much love, and I wish you, oh God, what day is it? Saturday. It's a bit like that, isn't it, at the moment? If your routine has been kind of shaken up by this lockdown. What day is it? Who am I? So I wish you a pleasant weekend. And I have got these 2 spaces to work with me on this program for the summer. I've had a number of messages. So if I'll be inviting people to have a call with me, a 1 hour discovery call where I'll put the link in the comments, where we can look at this is completely a gift from me to you. So um, we can look at your story, where you're at, look at your strengths, look at how you want to serve the world, and see if we're a good fit, whether I'll like to invite you onto the program to work with me together, to just propel yourself forward into the life of your dreams. And if for whatever reason it's not a good fit or it's not the right time, then I'm giving you an hour of my expertise to like create a roadmap for you to go and do this on your own, or maybe to get yourself to a place where you are ready to work with me or someone else in the future. Let's support all these wonderful women who are doing wonderful things, and wonderful men, of course, not to forget the wonderful men. And I hope you have lots of those in your life as well. So yeah, lots of love. Mwah. I'd love to hear from you what resonated, what you liked about this. Please, if you've watched this, drop a comment because it just makes my heart sing to hear from you and know that one thing that I've said has kind of struck a chord or just made you go, interesting, I hadn't thought about that. Or, you know, or any questions you might have. I'd love to answer those. All right. So sending you lots of love. Bye bye.